This is the shocking moment a carer repeatedly slapped a dementia sufferer as the woman's devastated daughter watched the heinous incident unfold on a secret camera. In the footage, cruel carer Stacy George, 46, repeatedly slaps the pensioner, 78, before snatching her blanket off her, leaving the vulnerable elderly woman's bare legs exposed. Gina Owen, 46, was forced to watch on in horror from her desk as her mother, Subina Marsden, was abused in her own home in Kettering, Northamptonshire. She watched the incident unfold through cameras hidden in the house, which sent the footage through to her mobile phone as a live feed. In the footage, Ms. Owen can be heard telling the carer, "Stace, I'm going to have to tell you to go. Got a camera set up in here and seen you slap Mum this morning, pull her blanket off her and tell her she stinks. Just go now." George was fired by Megacare after the attack came to light, but she was only handed a caution by Northamptonshire police despite admitting assault. Ms. Owen said, "The caution is nothing more than a slap on the wrist. I can't get my head around it. If I had hit her that day I would have been a lot worse off than her. She should never have got off with a caution. It really is an assault. I watched the attack live on my phone from work. I was furious. Seeing it was just horrible. My mum is a wonderful person and deserves so much better than this." A Force spokesman said, "We can confirm that we investigated reports of an assault in Kettering which took place on June 13, 2017. After a thorough investigation and a review of all the evidence, a 46-year-old woman was issued with a police caution. Safeguarding vulnerable people is a high priority for the Force. It's disappointing when victims and their families are not completely satisfied with the outcome of an investigation, and we would be happy to discuss this with them if they'd like to contact us." Sisters Ms. Owen and Mandy Aston, 48, looked after their mother in the evenings and on weekends, but needed a carer to look after her during the day after their father Malcolm passed away in August 2015. They began to suspect their mum had been subjected to attacks after her mum began to decline significantly and ended up installing the cameras in her home on the advice of a second, independent carer. She used to scratch her legs constantly. If anyone has an inkling they need to shout because otherwise, people are going to get away with it. I think there's probably more people out there that this is happening to, and they're either too scared to come forward or they haven't got the evidence." Mandy said the assault left her feeling like they had let their dad down. She said, "Looking back at it now you think, was she trying to tell us something? We promised our dad when he died that we would never put Mom in care, and we feel like we've let him down." Since the carer's behavior was discovered, Subina's health has improved greatly. She is talking more than she did and eating and sleeping better. Gina and Mandy criticized Miss George's employers and made a number of allegations about the quality of care they provided and their response to the assault. Megacare's Chief Operating Officer Winner Lal said they were gravely disheartened by the allegations and that all of their staff are trained to the level set out by the Care Quality Commission, CQC. Mr. Lal said, "We are appalled and disgusted by the actions of this ex-staff member. Of the 22 months that we cared for Sabina, this same staff member provided more than 96% of the total visits. Sabina was the only service user cared for by this member of staff. Regular feedback from Sabina's daughters expressed their preference of having this staff member as their sole care worker. We believe in the importance of continuity and understand the benefits continuity can have in the lives of our service users, therefore we agreed to this request. There was no prior indication that this staff member was capable of these heinous acts. Mr. Lal added that a CQC investigation concluded that they had implemented all required prevention processes and procedures and that they were working with governing bodies to ensure Miss George would not have the opportunity to repeat her actions. Since the incident, the family of Mrs. Marsden say they have received a bill from Megacare which they are refusing to pay. A spokesman for Seaton's solicitors, which is acting on the family's behalf, said, "As lawyers at Seaton's we are, sadly, no stranger to cases of elderly abuse. The legal framework for the protection of the elderly is not as robust as it needs to be. That the carer in this matter has been dealt with by way of a caution means that she has admitted the assault. Had this been a domestic assault, or if the victim had been a child, I strongly suspect that the assault would have elicited a much harsher, and in my view more appropriate, response from the criminal justice system. Unbelievably, since the assault our client has received a bill from the agency providing the carer. Seaton's will continue in our efforts to hold those responsible for the failings in the care provided to Mrs. Marsden.